Hello guys, welcome back to Alakege YouTube channel. The first time of watching my video, please kindly click on the subscribe button to subscribe and also click on the notification bell to get notified. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for sticking around. I love you. So today's tutorial is on how to draft a basic skirt pattern. It's so easy to make, and for this I'll be using my curve rulers, my pattern paper already taped down, and also marker to draw the lines on my pattern. So the first thing I'll do is to divide my biggest circumference into two, and the biggest circumference I'm working with is my hip. My hip is 36, so I'll divide the 36 into two. That's 18 inches. So I'm just going to mark out the 18 inches on the pattern paper like that. So work with your own measurement. So I have 20 inches on the pattern paper, so I'm marking 1 inch away from the beginning and also from the end of the pattern paper like so. So I'll be left with 18 inches in the middle of the pattern paper. So just divide yours into two like so. Your biggest circumference into two. Mostly it should be the hip, but sometimes some people's waist might be bigger than their hip. So divide that into two and mark it on your pattern paper like so. So I'm just going to connect the lines together. I did a dotted line in order to get it accurately. So do yours like that. Don't just mark on one point and look down. The line might not be straight like so. So after getting the half of my biggest circumference, then I'll still divide that into two again. That means 18 divided by 2, I'll get 9 inches, so as I will get the workspace for the front and also for the back, half for each. Then I'm going to connect those dotted lines together like so. So one side will be for the front and the other side will be for the back. So this side here will be the center front CF and the other side will be the center back CB. This means where I mark the CF will be where I will mark the front measurements, and CB will be where I will mark the back measurement. And I'm just measuring the length of the skirt, which is exactly my pattern paper I have there. So the edge of the pattern paper there will serve as my waistline, and from there I'm going to mark the difference between my waist and my hip. Mine is 8 inches. So just mark from your waist, that is where you place your skirt, to the fullest part of your hip, and that will serve as your hip line. So mine is 8 inches, and I'm just going to connect the dotted lines like so. So the next thing I'll do is to just label it HL, that's the hip line, and I'll label the up there WL, that's the waist line. So on the waistline there, I'm going to input quarter of my waist measurement. My waist is 28, so 28 divided by 4 equals to 7 inches. Then I will add 1 inch for that allowance, so that makes it 8 inches, which I'm just going to mark right there. 8 inches. I'm just going to mark it right there on the hip, on the waistline. Then on the hip line there, I have exactly quarter of my waist measure, my hip measurement, which is 9 inches. So I'll just connect it from the waist to the hip. And for the back, instead of 8 inches, I'll be marking 8.5 because the back we have 2 darts, which I'm just going to do later. So I'm just going to connect it to the hip line like so. We have the exact quarter of the hip measurement already on the hip line. So the next thing is to mark my bust span, which is 7. So 7 divided by 2 equals to 3.5. I mark there. And the length for the dart there will be 5 inches. And I'll be using 1 inch, half on both sides. And I'm just going to mark it like that. So that's one dart. Then I'll take the second dart from the center back, half inch. We added 1.5, so we've taken one already, then we add half inch This will eliminate any kind of bulging at the back area there. So that's why you have to take two darts at the back area. Then I'll move to the front. I will input half of my bust span. My bust span is 775 by 2, 3.5. Then for the front length dart, I'll be marking 4 inches. So on that line, I'm just going to connect it straight and take half inch on both sides. We had 1 inch for that allowance. Then I'm just going to connect it like so. So that's all for the basic skirts, because it's a basic skirt. So vola, we have our basic skirts with nothing else to add to it. So I'm just going to write my annotations there. So that means I'll cut it on fold, the front side and the back. I'm going to cut 2 pieces. So you can add your allowances if you're making use of it right there, but I'm just making my pattern. I'm leaving it like that. So once I need it, I'm just going to trace it on another pattern paper. So I'm just cutting out the excess paper right there to bring out the shape for us, so you can see how it looks. I'm just cutting it out like so. It's so easy and simple to make. This is for even beginners just going to get how to draft your basic skirt pattern. So just cutting it out like that. So I'm just wearing my back pattern there, and also for the front and leave it at the front. So the last thing I'll do is to create a kind of curve in the front. So I'll mark ½ inch from the center front like so. And from that ½ inch, I'm going to use my curve ruler to connect it to the edge at the side like so. This will just create, like, eliminate any kind of folding around the waist area in the front there. It will not affect your measurement, so just cut it off and leave it. You can go deep up by 1 inch. Between half and 1 inch is fine. So these are basic skirt pattern. Don't forget to like, comment, and also share this video. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for your support. I'll catch you in my next tutorial. Bye.